This content is brought to you by Ajit Kumar Nair, counseling psychologist and clinical hypnotherapist from Nair's Epigenetic Wellness, providing online and offline support. Contact 944-646-7779. Imagine life is a road trip. You are cruising along, enjoying the scenery, and out of nowhere you hit a massive pothole. Your tire blows out and your car grinds to a halt. You didn't put the pothole there, but you are the one stuck on the side of the road. When unexpected disaster strikes, our brains typically default to one of two characters to handle the stress, the victim or the savior. The victim mindset looks at the flat tire and decides the world is perpetually rigged against them. They believe they have no control over the situation, viewing themselves as a passenger in a car someone else is driving. The savior mindset takes a different approach. They accept that they didn't cause the problem. The pothole isn't their fault. But they recognize they are the only person who can put on the spare tire. Getting back on the road requires looking at the situation through a specific lens, one that focuses on how you relate to the past, the present, and the future. This timeline illustrates how the victim mindset operates. Notice how the focus is constantly ping-ponging between the past and the future, completely bypassing the present moment. This creates a continuous loop of helplessness. First, the mind locks into the past. Instead of viewing history as a teacher, the victim mindset uses old wounds as permanent evidence to justify why they are stuck right now. For example, someone might experience a painful breakup. Instead of processing it, that grievance becomes an anchor. They tell themselves, "I can't trust anyone because of my ex," which prevents them from taking an emotional risk today. Then the mind swings to the future. Because the past was painful, the brain assumes tomorrow will be identical or worse. The future ceases to hold potential. It is viewed as a threat. In our dating example, this anxiety forms a wall of self-sabotage. The person thinks, "Why bother trying? It won't work out anyway," and they stop looking for a partner before they even start. By treating the past as a courtroom and the future as a prison, the victim mindset ensures the car stays parked in the only moment that actually matters, right now. The savior mindset starts with a blunt realization: no one is coming to rescue you. This is actually good news, because it means you are the author of your own rescue mission. Let's look at the timeline again. The savior marker locks on to the present. They know you cannot change a boundary you failed to set 5 years ago, and you can't solve a crisis that hasn't happened yet. Your power to act exists only right here. Being present acts like a psychological circuit breaker. Say you suddenly lose your job. A spike of stress hits. Instead of spiraling, awareness creates a small gap between the bad news and your reaction to it. In that gap, you acknowledge the situation. You might feel a wave of panic about your past performance or your future bills, but you hold steady. You recognize that this job loss is a circumstance, not a definition of who you are. Then you ask yourself, what is the single best step I can take in this exact moment? You open your laptop. You update your resume. You take action. Staying in the now acts as a buffer. It allows you to move past blind reactivity and choose an intentional response. Transitioning to a savior mindset requires retraining your brain to default to accountability instead of blame. This means accepting that while you are not responsible for everything that happens to you, you are responsible for how you respond. Take a look at this side-by-side comparison. The victim stays drained and defensive, asking, "Why is this happening to me?" The savior remains proactive, asking only, "What can I do about this right now?" To build this habit, start by flipping your language. Instead of telling yourself, "I have to do this," try saying, "I get to do this." It shifts your internal focus from obligation to opportunity. Next, practice micro-rescues. When you feel overwhelmed, take one small action. Clean your desk. Take a 10-minute walk. Send one email. These tiny wins break the paralysis and rebuild your sense of control. Finally, use sensory grounding. When your mind tries to drag you into future threats, look around. Identify 3 physical objects you can see and touch in the room. This pulls your brain out of the storm and back into the present reality. By dropping the anchors of the past and the anxieties of the future, you stop waiting on the shoulder of the road. You take the wheel of your own life, and you drive forward. Thank you for watching Ajit Kumar Nair, rehabilitation professional from NAIRS Epigenetic Wellness, providing online and offline support. Contact 9446 467779.